Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Tings, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx. And I am here to take care of the Capricorns. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you if you have Capricorn as a Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. So I have Capricorn, then I have Pisces, and then I have Taurus. Taurus is last this month for two reasons. One, because Taurus was first for May. And two, because the Taurus collective has been bullying me. And I don't respond well to being bullied, so that's tough. All right, so here we go. Capricorns, let's see what y'all need to let go of, surrender for the rest of June. Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Surrender to play. All right, come on now, Capricorn. It's time to take a break. It's time to have some fun. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And surrender the habit of people pleasing. All right. So the first card is surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So Capricorns, do you know what a break is? Because I don't, as a Virgo. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's time to have some fun, Capricorn. When is the last time you had fun? When's the last time you had a laugh? Or just like met up with, I know you can't meet up with like a whole bunch of people, but at least met up with like one friend and just did something different. Did something that you consider fun. Take a break, okay, in June. Maybe you've been trying to please other people by trying to satisfy them, and you know that's taking the fun out of things. But you have surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. All right, so if there is like in June, if you are finding yourself really just stressed out and worried about how everybody else is feeling or what's going on with everybody else, or like how you're showing up for other people and that's really bringing you down, it's time to look inward and see why you could made a habit, or it's become like some type of codependent behavior, why you're trying so hard to please others. All right, so Capricorns, let's see what signs you'll be receiving from your angels for June. Hourglass, time is slipping. Okay, so I feel like already the reading is kind of giving me it's time to like reassess how you're spending your time. Okay, because you have the hourglass, time is slipping. So this is a symbolism for timing. So you might dream about clocks or something in regards to time, or like see a watch in your dream, or some type of symbolism with an hourglass. And so when you see this, this is a reminder from your angels to look at how you're spending your time. Are you spending your time very worried and stressed out or angry or cranky, whatever? Or like, how can you be doing something more productive, or how can you be having more fun? Okay, so timing is slipping for something that you're not doing, or maybe something that you've been putting on the back burner. Okay, you're running out of time in some way. Not to say you have to rush, but just reevaluate what you're doing with your time in June. Okay, and then you have red rose, enchanted. So rose is symbolism. So maybe you need to become more enchanted about something, or you might see roses in some way. And then you have 777 is a number that you could be seeing in June. Rapid soul development that comes from challenging time. So maybe this is a challenging time in your life, but if it is and you happen to see 777, that means that this challenging time was meant to exalt you in some way in your life. So it's like the challenge had to happen so that you could like not mature faster, but maybe for some of you it might be that, but just to grow and develop faster. Okay, so we have periods in our lives where we grow at faster rates due to things being challenging. Okay, so those are some signs, symbols you got there, Capricorn, Capricorn. Okay, let's see. Let's get into it. All right, Capricorn, let's look at your overall energy Let's do the spread. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please. Four of Swords in reverse is your overall energy. And that's really funny because you have Four of Swords. I didn't even shuffle this deck, but it just happened to be at the bottom. You have Four of Swords in reverse at my other deck. And your overall energy right now is Four of Swords in reverse. What's going on, Capricorn? I need y'all to chill. All right, so let's see the biggest blockage. Let's look at your overall obstacle. Your biggest challenge. The Tower. Ooh-wee. Your biggest obstacle, your biggest challenge. Okay, what's the solution to that challenge? Okay, King of Pentacles in reverse. We're going to have to clarify that, Tower. Let's see what's hidden and what will be revealed to you, Capricorn. What is hidden from Capricorn in June and what will be revealed? Okay, what's going to be revealed? You have the Queen of Cups for what's hidden, but it's in reverse. Okay, and what's going to be revealed? The Two of Swords. Okay, and lastly, the advice, and then we're going to pull it all together. The advice for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Phew. All right. We're going to come back to that. Okay, my bad, y'all. My mom was asking me a question. Okay, so Capricorns, your overall energy for June. Four of Swords upright. I mean, Four of Swords in reverse. So for June, Capricorns, this is y'all's energy where you guys might be feeling very, very restless. Okay, I feel like for some of you, you've been going and going and going and going and going and going and not taking enough breaks. Okay, or maybe you felt like, oh, this was a long enough break. Like, I'm good now. Like, I can go ahead and go again. But maybe you didn't take enough time to heal or to rest or to just chill out. But I'm just feeling like this very restless energy within you. Okay, maybe it's because some of you might not feel like you're being productive enough, and you really are. And so in your mind, it's like, okay, I need to do more. I need to figure out how I can do more. Like, why am I just laying around? Or, you know, or maybe it's like some of you haven't been taking care of your health, or you've been ignoring health issues. I do feel like that might be why you have the Tower here as your biggest obstacle or your biggest challenge. Okay, so the Tower, this could be an internal tower or this can be an external tower. Something that, the thing about the Tower is that sometimes it does seem like unexpected challenges blindside us, come out of nowhere, just hit us. But sometimes there are little warning signs that something is about to happen and we're just not thinking about it. We're ignoring it. Okay, so maybe the warning signs for you could have been you seeing 777 or just some little red flags. Like if you do feel like something's off in your health, or you're just like pursuing something that's not healthy, or somebody's showing you red flags about how they're acting. You know, this could be signs of deception or signs of cheating, signs of anything that's off. And it's like we ignore it. We push it under the rug. We're like, oh, it's fine. I'm just going to look the other way. I'm going to ignore. And then boom, Tower. Something happens. And it's like your biggest obstacle is something that you can't see coming, or you didn't want to see. Okay, it could be either way. So this could be an unexpected change in your job. This could be an unexpected change in your relationship, but it is something that was already faulty. When we get a Tower moment, usually it's the universe's way of trying to get us to notice something, trying to get us to see something in a different light, trying to get us to see what we've been ignoring or what we don't want to see, what we've been in denial of. So let's say like a relationship really just falls apart. The Tower moment isn't necessarily why the relationship fell apart. Like, it didn't just fall apart. There was most likely warning signs. There was most likely something leading up to the moment where something fell apart, or where something was found out, or where you realized something. It was those little moments that you maybe were ignoring. Okay, and so I did clarify here this Tower. I clarified it with the High Priestess in reverse. So which is why I feel like this Tower came from you ignoring your intuition, or you not listening to your own inner voice. Okay, so I feel like maybe in some way you might have been listening to what other people were telling you, but you weren't really listening to yourself. about something, and it's like the universe was trying to show you like, okay, look at this, or it's like you're like, I don't need to respond to that right now. And so then a tower moment, something challenging, something unexpected had to come crashing down so that you could finally understand, you could finally wake up, you could finally see, okay, I'm listening now. So that's kind of what I feel like, where I feel like y'all are at, Capricorns, or where you're going to be in June. It's going to be like, you have no choice anymore. You have no choice. You have no say-so in this. Okay, you have to listen. One of the cards for your advice fell out is the High Priestess. So your advice is to listen to your intuition, listen to that voice, listen to that nudge when something is not right, when you're pushing yourself too hard, when you're trying to satisfy other people and you're just going and going and going. You really might need to take care of yourself first, okay? Other cards that came out with that Tower, you have the Strength card in reverse here twice. Okay, Strength card here in reverse twice. So I feel like it's time to nurture yourself, to get back in touch with your self-worth, with your confidence, with your self-esteem. Okay, I feel like some of y'all might be really worried about disappointing other people. You also have the Five of Cups here twice. I didn't even see that. So you have the Five of Cups here twice. So maybe you're worried about disappointing other people if you don't show up in a certain way, or, you know, the more that you try to get other people's attention. Could be a Leo here that you're dealing with. You could have Leo placements, could have Aries or Scorpio as well. But it's like the more you're trying to do to make somebody understand you, make somebody like you, make somebody want to be with you, want to talk to you, whatever it is, the more that you don't get that reciprocity back, or you don't get what you're looking for. Like if this is about people pleasing, or you're trying to get something from somebody, whether this is just the high, somebody's attention, or trying to get somebody to see your worth, I feel like the more worthless you might feel when you don't get that from that person, okay? But overall, Capricorns, I feel like your biggest challenge being the Tower is ignoring the signs that have been building up over time, whether this is in regards to something that's breaking down. This could be, for some of you, this could be you have car problems, just kind of like Scorpio had, where you were getting the signs that your car needs to be maintenance, but you're just putting it off, or your body needs to be maintenance. You need to go to the doctor, you need to go see this, but you've been waiting, you're like, you know, it'll fix itself. Or you've been getting warning signs about something, or a relationship has been going south and you're like, I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm going to just work it off, or I'm going to do something else. And then it's like, boom, you have no choice but to look at this and to deal with it. Whatever it is that you've been ignoring, or you haven't been seeing, it's something that feels blindsided. But for some of you, if you kind of look back and retrace your steps, you might see where the universe was trying to show you the warning signs at for whatever the situation is, okay? Very interesting here. All right, so now let's look at, we got here King of Pentacles as the solution in reverse. Okay, so let me clarify your advice. And then you have what's hidden and what will be revealed to you. Queen of Cups in reverse. So I feel like if you guys have been feeling very moody, or you haven't been feeling very connected to your emotions, or you've been feeling codependent in some way with the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Two of Swords, I feel like what's going to be revealed to you is whatever you haven't been seeing, or it could be this gray area of your life that you've been like in this in-between stage, like this transitioning stage of your life. I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. I just get enthusiastic and I get so excited. Okay, let me see. What's the advice for Capricorn with the King of Pentacles? What is the overall advice for Capricorns? The solution to the Tower. Okay, so for some of you, this is in regards to something material that you're losing. And this could be something that you didn't even know you were gripping on so tightly to, or you could have been with the King of Pentacles in reverse. He can be very materialistic, can be selfish in some ways, and maybe you didn't really see that. You were using something. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could just be something that you own. that's been taken away from you because you didn't realize that you were using it as a crutch in some way, or could have been dependent on it. So let's look more at the King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this looks like it's about money though. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, yeah, this is a solution. And the 2 of Swords is what's revealed. Okay, so the Tower in reverse. Here's you, the Devil card in reverse. Some of you might be feeling disconnected from yourself, not in your best element here. But yeah, so Capricorns, for your general, your overall general, with the King of Pentacles in reverse, this could be a lesson. If you have been struggling with lessons when it comes to material things, whether this is like you splurge a lot, and then when it's time to pay the bills, you don't have it. Okay, this looks like your long-term stability with money, or with your financial situation, or like if you're trying to save for a house or something, there's like something that you're not understanding when it comes to money for some of you. Okay, a certain lesson, or it's like you overwork yourself to the point where you're not healthy, or you neglect your loved ones. All right, for some, or it can be that you save and save and save and then you don't give anything. All right, or if your money is not right, or if your financial situation is not right, or your material needs are not met, then everything is just thrown off with you. You're all messed up internally or emotionally. Okay, so again, the advice with the Tower in reverse is to not try to avoid whatever you've been ignoring, or if you have been trying to avoid a huge Tower moment, you're trying to avoid feeling all your feelings. You're trying to avoid like this crumbling. Okay, when I see the Tower, I think of crumbling. This could be like you've been really trying to ignore yourself, ignore what you got to do, and you're using other people's problems or other people's situations to avoid looking at your own. All right, don't shoot the messenger. If you like, oh, that's not me. Hey, I'm just telling y'all what is showing me right here. Okay, so really needing to get in control of your own emotions, take care of yourself is the overall theme for you Capricorns, and to not ignore warning signs when you start to see them. Okay, or you're just like, or using other people's problems, their issues, to kind of shy away from your own, or not have to deal with your own. Okay, so that's the overall energy for Capricorns for June. Very intense. Wow, I felt like y'all were gonna have a good reading, but I mean, this could still be a good reading. All right, so let's look at your love lives now. Going for the rest of the reading, let's look at Capricorn love. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Don't ignore the warning signs. If you're watching this and you've been putting off trying to do something, especially I'm getting health real strongly. If you've been neglecting your health, or if you're like, oh, I'll check on this family member another time, do it now. Whatever it is that you've been just waiting on. What does this say? Time is slipping. Where'd it go? Just do it now. Okay, whatever it is that you've been like, I don't need to worry about that right now. You might need to, or you're gonna be forced to worry about it. I keep on knocking this over. All right. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please. Past, present, future for single Capricorns. The tap. What the hell? Sorry, I don't usually cuss in my videos. They be children watching this. Capricorns, past, present, future. Oh man, y'all don't usually get this Tower. What's going on? That's usually Cancer, that you're opposite, that gets the Tower. All right, past, present, and future for Capricorns who are dealing with somebody. Past, present, and future for Capricorns who are dealing with somebody right now. Ooh, sweet baby. Okay. So Capricorns, you got the Tower again. That's 3 times in a row. You have the Tower for single Capricorns right now. So in the past, you could have dealt with a sudden realization about a person, or something shocked you when it came to yourself or your relationship. Something totally shifted your perception about relationships. And this could have been in a very harsh way, in a way that you would have preferred it not to happen. So this could have been like somebody cheated on you, or somebody broke your heart, or something happened in your relationship. This could have been like abuse or some type of trauma that really, really shocked you. And it is affecting how you love now, how you look at relationships, how you feel about them, how you feel about yourself. So this is what happened in the past. Now you're in the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So I do feel like some of you are having a hard time getting back on your feet, or trying to figure out how love fits into your life. For some of you, it might not really fit, or you're having a hard time adjusting to whatever tower moment happened. This wake-up call, something that was shocking, something that you had no choice but to go with. You had to adjust to this. And so now it threw you off. I feel like y'all are off balance if you're single, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or Mars. I'd be throwing Mars in there sometimes. But yeah, trying to find your balance. And I feel like it's really hard because you also have the Justice card in reverse. Both of these cards look similar with the two, well, the scales, and then this is about balance too. So really, if you're single, you could have been dealing with an Aries, Scorpio, or Libra. But if you're single, I feel like it's hard for you to find the balance in your love life, or you have a hard time accepting what has happened in your past, or you look at love like love is not fair, or love does not work out for me, or it's like you look at love as like somebody's gonna mess up at some point. It's kind of what I'm feeling for y'all with single Capricorns. It's like you don't really believe in it, or you kind of gave up on it a little bit based on what's happened in your past, or if love hasn't happened for you yet. You might look at it like it's just not balanced, or it's not fair, or you're trying to figure out like what you did to deserve certain things when it comes to love. Now, if you're dealing with somebody, this is okay. So you have the Four of Cups in reverse. So in your past, similar to single Capricorns, it looks like you were finally starting to open up to love, the idea of love, or you let somebody in, and you know, maybe at one point you're really disinterested in love. You're like, I don't really care. Like, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And so that's where you were at with the Four of Cups in reverse. But now I feel like you're opening up in your recent past, or in your past. You're like, I'll give it a shot. Now you're in this Devil card in reverse. So this is you again, but in reverse again. Disconnected from yourself, or you feel like you're trying to... The Devil card in reverse can be a lot better though than the Devil upright. I feel like if you were very attached or codependent, I thought I heard something. You're really detached or codependent. You're trying to figure out how to be more independent in your relationship, or you're breaking away from certain addictions that you had. Or this could be like you just feel like you want to detach from the person that you're connecting with, which is interesting. And then you have the Fool card in reverse for your future position. So you could be dealing with another Capricorn, or an Aries, or an Aquarius. But in your future, you might feel this is either you feel very impulsive to the point where it gets reckless, or the person that you're dealing with starts to act impulsively, or starts to act out in your relationship. But if this is you, you might need to do some inner work to figure out why you're feeling rebellious towards your connection, or towards your partner, or like you don't want to commit. You could be dealing with somebody who's not really fond of commitment, or you don't really want to commit, and so you'd rather just be detached, or just do your own thing in the connection. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here overall for love for Capricorns. All right, let's look at what other advice y'all have for love for the rest of June before we continue. What's the rest of the advice for love for Capricorns for the rest of June, please? What's the rest of the advice for love for Capricorns for June? Whoa. Okay. Listen to your intuition is really what y'all need to do. Because Capricorn is a very logical sign. And I feel like y'all might have a hard time listening to your inner voice or your intuition because you have the High Priestess again. And that's also 3 times in a row. So your advice for love, listening to your intuition overall. And some of you might have a drinking problem with the 7 of Cups upright and the King of Cups in reverse. So I feel like if you do have a drinking problem or you do have some type of other addiction, it is time to figure out what that's about or why you've been using something else to cope or to suppress your emotions. Practice compassion, practice self-love if you struggle with this, nurturing yourself, loving yourself. Some of you might have really isolated yourself to the point where it's not healthy with the Hermit in reverse. For your advice, Virgo energy here, and it is time to come out of that. Some of you also might struggle with depression or anxiety, insomnia, mental health issues. And so maybe you need to get some help with the Star card here. Maybe talk to an Aquarius friend in particular. Either an Aquarius friend, a Taurus friend, or a Pisces friend, because you have the Hierophant, you have the Star card, and you have the High Priestess here for your overall advice for love. Okay, so if you are struggling internally in love or in your connection, I do feel like it might be necessary for some of you to speak to somebody like a spiritual advisor type of person with the Hierophant, or look at your connection and see if it's aligning with what you believe in. Okay, sometimes we try to make people fit into our mold with romance and they don't fit in that, or it's like we find ourselves settling in things that we don't agree with necessarily. So do some reassessment of your values and your morals and in your romantic connections. Is somebody aligning? Like, if you want marriage, does this person want that too? You want kids, do they want that too? You want this, you want to live here. Like, while some things can be adjusted and worked on, there are some situations that don't directly align with what we want long term. And so we have to accept that with ourselves and accept that with other people. So think about that when you are pursuing your romantic connections for the rest of June. Okay, that's your advice. Listen to your intuition, because there's definitely something that you've been ignoring. Okay. All right, Capricorn, let's look at what else you got here. We're going to do 4 cards each. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 4 cards each for the rest of June. For Capricorns, please. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the rest of June. Wait. The timing is not quite right. Boundaries. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Healing. Balance. Okay, so you have weight. The timing is not quite right. You have boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. You have healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. Then you have balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. Okay. You have different pages at the bottom. You and this person don't share the same vision. All right, let's see what else we got before I even start. What else for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the rest of June? Deception. That card has not come out in a while. Pay attention to the red. I'm about to stop the reading right there. Pay attention to the red flags. Capricorn, what is it that you're ignoring? You're about to get a huge wake-up call, though. Whatever it is, you won't be able to ignore it. All right, so you have weight. The timing is not quite right. So if you are trying to force something, well, we did say time is of the essence here. Time is slipping. But also time could just be not right for whatever it is that you're trying to pursue or whatever it is you're trying to build or do. So what you don't want to do is rush into anything, but you want to be more aware of however you're spending your time. Okay, you have boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. So in some way, your boundaries might be being crossed by someone that you are connecting with, or you're allowing somebody to overstep. Okay, I did see an issue with this before. This was probably like back in January or February with you guys, specifically where you were allowing somebody to overstep in some way that you weren't comfortable with. Okay, you have healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. So right now you seem like you're having some type of internal battle that is coming from your childhood or your past relationships, and it's still not dealt with. Okay, so like I said, whatever it is that you've been dismissing, or you're just carrying the baggage from one relationship to the next, not really dealing with it, it is going to come back up now. And then you have balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. So is this you, Capricorn? Are you giving too much? Are you people pleasing? Are you trying and trying and trying to get something, and then the more you give and you don't get back, you feel very defeated, and that messes with your self-esteem. You have to look at all that. Okay, so you have deception. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. So this is either you or this is someone else, but I feel like whatever mask is here, it's coming down and you're going to see it. Something that has been hidden, because your biggest challenge is the Tower. Your biggest obstacle for June is the Tower. There's some type of mask you've been wearing or some type of mask somebody else has been wearing. It's all going to be shown. It's all going to be revealed. There's nothing to hide anymore, or nothing you're going to be able to run from anymore. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you what I've been saying the whole reading. There's something that is going to be blatantly clear to you that you have been dismissing, whether it's within yourself, within your relationships. It is going to show. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. You could have been letting the chemistry get between you and what's real. You have the calling on your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. This could be a soulmate connection, or there could be another soulmate coming in. But either way, Capricorn, the moral of the story is you guys got something that's going to be revealed to you, and it's going to be very, very clear from the universe, something that you have not been able to see, or you've been ignoring within yourself, and you're like, okay, I got to deal with this now. I've been putting it off. Or, you know what, this person is whatever, and I haven't been saying anything, and I need to say something now. Or I need to come to the realization of this now, because there's no more avoiding it, whatever it is. All right, so that's all I have for you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to finish the rest of this up on my Patreon. If this reading resonated for you, let me know down in the comments below. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.